between operator. So the between operator is generally used to work with the numeric value. So if I am looking for some value which is in between some values, so I'll use the between. Okay. If I'm not using the between, then I have to use all those things like the value should be greater than some value and the value should be less than some value. So if my value is in between some values, then I can write it like this. And it is including these values. So what it is doing, it is retrieving all the detail from SP table where quantity is in between 50 to 500. Okay. So between keyword we can use like that. Now let's go to our table and try to understand how we can use the between commands in the SQL. So let's say I want the detail of the employee whose salary is in between let's say 40,000 to 70,000. So I'll get all the employee detail whose salary is in between 40,000 to 50,000. Okay. So what is my SQL query here is find the employee detail whose salary in between 40,000 to 50,000. This is my query. This is my query. Now let's go for the SQL of it. So I'll use the command between. So what is a between command here is where quantity between, right? So where salary, then we'll use between, right? Between 40,000 to how much we have written? 50,000. Now we'll use 70,000. So we'll get more number of employees, right? Let's run this. Missing keywords. What is the keyword that is missing? And. Okay, it is not to, it is and. And is the keyword. Is between 40,000 and 70,000. Yes, so we got all the employees whose salary is in between 40,000 to 70,000. Okay, so do we have the employee whose salary is 40,000 so that we can see whether it is including 40,000 or excluding 40,000? Okay. Mm. 40,000, no. 40,000 is not there, so it should include it. So it is going to include it should include 40,000 up to 70,000, right? So this is my SQL query for the same query. This is your SQL query for the same query. This is your between, right? This is your between. Now let's go to other operator. In operator. Now in operator will tell us all the values which are inside that particular value. So in will be very much useful when we do the query in the future also. So in will be useful. It might be in or it might be not in. Okay. So not in and in both will be very useful like this. Select name from a student where city in this and this. So what is the query for that? The query is I want the name of the student who live in Rome and Paris, both the city, right? So for that, I'll use N. In, instead of writing city equal to Rome and city equal to or city equal to Paris, I am writing this query, okay? In keyword. So the same thing I can write it down here. So here the query could be find the employee detail from CSE and IT department. Find the employee detail from CSE and IT department. This is my query. Now let's go for the SQL for that particular query. And that will be done with the in. With the in. So I want the detail of the employee where employee department in CSC and IT. So I want only those employee detail who belongs to CSE and IT. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So total 7 number of employees are there who belongs to CSE as well as IT, right? Let's run this. Now it is giving me those 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 employee who belongs to CSE as well as IT. This particular query I can write without the in command also. So let me copy this. So this same thing I can write without the in command also. How? But it will be like somehow the increase the size. So I can write employee department should be CSE or employee department should be IT. So this is somehow bigger, right? So I have to write employee E department, the column name 2 times and the OR operation. So both will give me the same result. So this will give me the same results which I got here. See, seven row are selected, the same detail, same output will get. So for that, these are the 2 queries. One is with the in command, operator. Another is without in. I hope you understood the in command. Now let's go to the is not operator. No, sorry, is null operator. Is null, is not null. There are 2 type of thing that we can do. Now this will tell me that whether we are getting any null value or not, or whether value that we are having will contain the null value or not. Okay. So for that we'll use the is null command or is not null command. So select asterisk from SP table where quantity is null. It means that we'll find out those detail in that particular table where there is no quantity left. So to finding out those type of query, we can do that. Here for that, we'll insert another column with the null values. Okay, so we'll insert one column with the null value. So let's insert with a null value. So let's say there is an employee 11 whose name is Ajay and who belongs to ETC department, but the salary is not mentioned. It is null. Now, if it is null, then how it look like? So let's run this. Now it is showing this, right? There is null value. Now, if it is a null value, then I want to retrieve that particular employee name who doesn't have any salary. Okay. So how can I write the query here? Find the employee detail whose salary is not mentioned in the table. Find the employee detail whose salary is not mentioned in the table, right? So whose salary is not there, it means that it should be null, right? So the SQL for that would be select asterisk from employee where salary is null. Salary is null. So let's say we are getting that Ajay or not as output. We are getting Ajay as the output, as you can see here, because we have kept the salary as null. That's why this is null will telling me that, yeah, this is the person whose salary is not mentioned there. So this is how I can write the command for the query. Now, if my query is, I want find the employee detail whose salary is mentioned in the table. So find the employee detail whose salary is mentioned in the table. If this is the query, then I have to use is not null. Is not null. It means that all the other employee detail will come here. Means other than this number 11 employee, which is Ajay, all the other detail will come. See, and the detail of Ajay is not there. So this is null and not null. Operator that we can use here. Then we have the logical operator like and, or, not, right? So and not we have already seen, right? Not will not again we'll see. And or operators. So like if we have two queries, two different queries. So and if we want that these two queries should fulfill, then we'll use and. Or means if one of the query will be or one of the condition will be fulfilled. So we'll use or, right? So and or will be useful for that. So let's say we have the condition and another condition, then both the conditions should satisfy, then only it will be giving the output. Let's like this, select asterisk from SP where serial number equal to S3 and quantity is less than 500. So both the conditions should satisfy, those record will be given as output. And or means any of the condition is satisfying, then it will give the output. So we can go for both the query, both type of query. Let's say this is my table, then uh, let's say I want the detail of the employee who belongs to CSC department and whose salary is greater than some value. Okay. So let's say the query will be for that. Find the employee detail who belongs to CSC department and salary is greater than 50,000. If let's say this is my query, then here two condition is there. One condition is that employee should belongs to CSC department and his salary should be greater than 50,000. So both the conditions should be satisfied. Then for that, what we do? We write the query for that. Select asterisk from employee where one condition is its department. So employee department should be CSC, and so and is my operator that will be used, and salary should be greater than 50,000. If I'll say greater than, it means that it will not include 50,000. So which are the column which can satisfy that? So is this satisfying? No, because it is 50,000. We want greater than. So 50,000 will not be included. 55,000 will be included. This is also CSC, 70,000. This also will be included. So Ray and Arun will be the output of this particular query. So let's run this. Yeah. So Ray and Arun is satisfying the constraint and giving us a output. So the department is CSE as well as salary should be greater than 50,000. So this is my query with AND operator. So AND operator will be useful with many places. One of the places is where clause we can use it. Now the next will be the same query, but we don't impose all those two queries together or those two constraints together. We impose like either it belongs to CSE or its salary should be greater than 50,000. Right. So either of the condition is satisfied, then it will come as output. So for that, what you have to do? Let's see first the table. And then we'll see. Okay. So salary should be greater than 50,000. So this is one. And the department would be CSE. So these two will be there. Means Ram and Ray, both will come as output. Then 60,000 is a salary, which is more than 50,000. But department is different. Then also it will be satisfied because one condition is satisfied. Then salary is 70,000. This is also satisfied, as well as this is also satisfying, right? 75,000, it is also satisfying. 65,000, it is also satisfying. 4,50,000 satisfying. 30,000 not satisfying, as well as department is also not satisfying. 85,000 satisfying, triple E is satisfying, triple E is not, is here should be CSE. 80,000 is satisfying, it is not satisfying. And here it is null, right? So null is not satisfying, as well as branch is also not satisfying. So which are will not come? So last one, Ajay, will not come, then Rani will not come. Other than that, everybody should be satisfied. So Ajay and Rani, apart from that, everybody should be satisfied. So what is the condition that we have is where department should be CSC or salary may be more than 50,000. So you see, apart from Rani and Ajay, every other uh, record is satisfying with the constraint. So I hope you understood and or operation with regard to the query conditions. Not operator is there, like not, if something we want that not to satisfy, then we'll use not. Then we have the clause which is called order by clause. Order by will order the, or will make the like ascending and descending order way. So the order by will be useful for that. So we can make it like order by in a descending order or order by in a ascending order. Okay, so how we can use order by? Like this, we have these three examples. Select asterisk from SP, order by 3 DSC. 3 is the column name, or sorry, column sequence. That third column I want in a descending order. Or select asterisk, select name city from S. S is the table name, order by name. If I'm writing this, then if I'm not writing DSC, it means that by default it is in ascending order. So with the help of name, I want to make it as a ascending order. Select asterisk from SP, order by quantity DSC, means quantity should be descending and S name should be ascending. So in that way, I can get the output. So order by will give the output. Order by will give the output either in the ascending order or descending order of the column name that we want. So we can write the query for that also. Okay, so this is my table. So I can order by name also, right? Or order by salary also we can do, right? So one query will do order by name and one query will do order by salary. Find the employee detail with the ascending order of the employee name. Find the employee detail with the descending order of their salary. Let's say these two are the queries. The first query is, I want the detail of the employee according to the ascending order of the employee name. And the second SQL I want, it should be employee detail with the descending order of their salary. Okay, ascending order of their name and descending order of their salary. So how can you use? So order by order by, I want order by employee name, right? I want order by employee name. So let's see, we are getting the detail or not based on the here. So you see, based on the name, it has been shorted. A is coming first, then R, then S, right? So it is in a ordered way. Now this is the first query that I am getting here, is the find the employee detail with ascending order of their employee name. Now the second one is the find the employee detail with the descending order of their salary, right? So the first salary should be like less and then it will increase. So we'll make it order by salary and it will be in a descending order. Okay, sorry. Descending means the first highest amount and then lowest. So because the first one is the null that we have written, it is coming first. And then there is these value that are coming. If I want to remove null, then I can impose another constraint here. Where salary is not null. The salary is not null. That we can put so that this first one will not come, because I want the salary detail in a descending order. So first highest and then lowest, in that way it will come. Right. So the first one that has been with the null value has been removed. So this one will be your query. This I have capped afterwards, right?